Hey everyone, Austin here again with another Let's Play video. As you can see, it's going to be Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy. I don't even remember how I started in this game. I'm actually going into this one blind, guys. I haven't played this game in quite some time. I think I usually started with Airman, so let's go ahead and just give that a shot. Why not? Yeah, Mega Man 2 actually was one of my most played Mega Man games on the Game Boy. Actually, you know, I should retract that statement, because really, only the first two Mega Man games were the only Mega Man games I played in the Game Boy back in the day. I played a lot of Mega Man 2 and a lot of Mega Man 1, which I just recently did a Let's Play on. So this should suffice as a follow-up to that Let's Play. I know some of you guys are probably looking forward to this video. Might not be as entertaining, because again, I'm going into this rusty, and hoping for the best, basically. That's right, you can slide in this version. I completely forgot about that. They basically took that from Mega Man 3 on the NES, which is cool. I'm not complaining. I like the slide. It was a good addition to the Mega Man series, if you ask me. And, so yeah, Mega Man 2 I did play a lot, though, as a kid. It was actually the first Mega Man on Game Boy I beat back in the day. It's actually not a... Whoa, that was weird. I slid by accident. I wasn't meaning to do that. It wasn't actually a terribly difficult game for us, even back in the day. And I'd say it's by far the easiest Mega Man game of the Mega Man games I have played on the Game Boy, which is actually 1 through 4. I have tried recently parts 3 and 4. I found those to be quite tough. But part 2 remains still relatively simple. It's not terribly challenging. Which is kind of why I'm going into this blind. Like, normally I like to play normally I like to practice these games before I go into these Let's Plays. But, you know, because I knew it was an easy game, I figured, hey, I can probably get away with just going into this Let's Play blind. And so we'll kind of see how that works out. So we're already at our boss. We've got full health, which is great. That was a big issue with the original Mega Man on Game Boys. A lot of times, like, you'd get to these bosses without full health, and you would just get absolutely wrecked. And I'm pretty sure the bosses do less damage to you in this game as well. Oh yeah, much less damage, which is really great. You know, a lot of people, I think, dislike this game because it's really easy, but I really don't have a problem with it, to be honest with you. I don't mind a Mega Man game where I can basically just kick back and relax, and I don't really have to think a whole lot. I like the music and I like the graphics in this game. Of course, halfway through the game, you get to fight some Mega Man 3 bosses, and I like that as well. I have a soft spot for this version of Mega Man. A lot of people think that it's kind of like a quote-unquote bad game, but I don't really feel that way at all. I think it's a pretty solid little game. So let's go ahead and go to, go here. And, assuming the weapons still work the same way they do in, the NES Mega Man 2, Airman's weapon should work against Clash Man here, which is why I'm coming here first, as opposed to going to Metal Man. Normally, if this was, like, the NES game, I would go to Metal Man first. But, we're kind of doing things a little bit differently. A lot of times in the NES Mega Man, I'll just pick whoever I want to fight. I'll do Heat Man, I'll do, Airman, I'll do Bubble Man. Even though a lot of times back in the day I would do Metal Man. But nowadays I kind of just do whatever I want. Usually Quick Man is the last on my list because he's the hardest boss for me in classic Mega Man 2. Fortunately, we don't have to deal with Quick Man in this game, which is great. He was one of the bosses in... Oops. Quickman was actually one of the bosses in Mega Man 1 for Game Boy. So basically, Mega Man 1 on Game Boy started the trend where halfway through the game, you fight bosses from the next Mega Man game in the NES series. So even though it was Mega Man 1, Dr. Wily's Revenge on Game Boy, you still fought 4 Mega Man 2 Robot Masters in that game, which is a neat concept. In this game, they actually expanded on that concept a little bit, and included the actual 4 levels from Mega Man 3 Robot Masters. And you guys will see what I mean once we get there. I really like how this version of the game flows faster than Mega Man 1 on Game Boy. Everything just seems quicker. Like, Mega Man's movement seems quicker. Your shots still seem relatively slow. Your shots might actually be a little bit faster in this game, when I think about it. Just like, not much, but just a teensy tiny bit. Everything just feels snappier, which I approve of. Coming from Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge, it was a very slow Mega Man game compared to the NES ones, and I still like that game a lot, actually, especially after doing a Let's Play of it last week. But I do like how this one feels. It's just going up the ladders seems a little bit quicker. So I approve of these changes, basically. I like the changes. And do we start with Rush? We don't start with Rush in this one. But we do have Rush Jet. We got Rush Jet from Airman stage. So that's actually good to know. I didn't even think about checking on that. So let's switch back over to our main shot. And I like how the game takes place more after the NES ones. You go through like these little hallways, which signify, you know, the boss rooms, whereas the original Game Boy Mega Man does it a little bit differently. Alright, let's just see if Airman's weapon works on him. Yep, it does. And it looks like the pattern is the same as the NES one, which is great. Well, it's supposed to be. When you attack, he's supposed to jump, basically. And that's exactly what happens for the most part. And that's it. I missed all my shots for the most part. Ooh, he does a lot of damage. Okay. Not a big deal. We got it. Yeah, what's interesting about some of these Mega Man games is, like, you can get hit by their projectiles, but those will actually do less damage than touching the Robot Masters themselves, which is a little odd. But hey, video game logic. Don't question it. Alright, so 2 bosses down. Technically 6 to go. I don't know if there's like a mid-level, like after I beat these bosses. I don't know if another level will appear before the 4 Mega Man 3 Robot Masters. I guess we'll find out. You got some spikes. Yeah, it really does feel like your firing is a little bit quicker in this game too. It really does feel like it. I mean, I did play Dr. Wily's Revenge last week for that Let's Play. And so I really like these changes that they made. It's interesting. Like, yeah, I played this game a lot back in the day, but, you know, I never really noticed these, like, subtle differences. But playing these games back-to-back as an adult, it's really interesting seeing the modifications that have been made between each of the Game Boy Mega Man games. I tried out Mega Man 3 on stream this weekend, and it had some interesting changes as well, such as introducing the charge mechanic from Mega Man 4 on the NES. And that worked out really well in the case of that game. I don't know if I'll be Let's Playing that game anytime soon, though, because it is quite challenging. It goes back to being like Mega Man 1 on the Game Boy, where it's pretty difficult. So for anybody that wants an easier experience, or the easiest experience on the Game Boy for Mega Man, I recommend playing this game before you play the other ones, because they are very, very difficult. But I do still recommend trying to play the other ones. Just, I would start off with this one to get used to how the Game Boy games feel, and then go to the other ones because they become much more challenging, aka more frustrating to get through. Seems like you don't have a whole lot of wiggle room here to just stay on the ladder. Like, that's it. Whereas in the NES ones, you'd be able to stay, like, kind of hunched over part way, and then so you can fire a little bit higher on the ladders. Oh, we got Rush Coil too. Okay. I'm surprised they didn't allow you to just start with Rush Coil in this version of the game, like they did in Mega Man 3. It seems like enemies are giving me a little more health too, which is definitely nice. Like, they were very, very stingy about dropping health power-ups in Mega Man 1 for Game Boy. They dropped plenty of weapon power-ups, but not much in terms of health, unfortunately. These backgrounds look pretty good, too. Many of the backgrounds in the original Mega Man for Game Boy, a little more stale in certain cases, so it's nice to see the detail in this game here. I could probably try to use Clash Man's ability. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to work on Metal Man. Yeah, let's find out. Yep, it does. I don't know if Clash Man actually works on Mega Man, or I don't know if Clash Man actually works with Metal Man in Mega Man 2 for NES, because I know that Metal Man works on Metal Man when you fight Metal Man a second time, but I've never actually used a special weapon against Metal Man in the NES version, because I always just enjoy fighting Metal Man with your stock shot, because it's fun, dodging all those metal projectiles. What's actually kind of interesting is that you move pretty much at the same speed walking as you do sliding, so you can't really use sliding in this version of the game as a boost mechanism. And I kind of like that. I like how you're very brisk in your movement. Just because, geez, you were so slow in the first Mega Man. Alright, we've got some Mega Man 3 introductions here. Basically the spikes from Needle Man's level. And we got some water. So it's definitely one thing I like about these Game Boy Mega Man games is that they mix elements from multiple Mega Man games on the NES. As a kid, the Mega Man franchise was my favorite growing up. So it's really fun going back and seeing like the amalgamations of, you know, the differing Mega Man games on the NES brought to the Game Boy in a single package. Basically, it's kind of cool. I don't think any of the Game Boy games were nearly as good as the NES games, to be honest with you. But the just how they mix the elements from varying games just really makes them stand on their own as cool little experiences to have in the Mega Man franchise. I do recommend playing the Game Boy Mega Man games. I think they're pretty good games. I don't think they stand as well as, say, Mega Man's 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the NES, but they're fun. They're still really solid games. I do recommend checking them out for sure. So let's do Metal Man. Just my opinions, of course. I know I'm going to get some comments below stating they feel otherwise, but that's cool. So we got the first 4 Robot Masters down. On to the second half, unless there's a mid-stage. There might be. I don't remember. It's been a while. I played this game on stream about a year ago and ran through it, and so it's been about a year since I last played this game. Alright, so what do we... Yeah, we get to do a Wily stage first. And then when we come out, we have to do, we have to do the 4 Mega Man 3. Yeah, we fight, I think it's Quince is what they call it in this game. just like Mega Man 1 for the Game Boy, you fight a exclusive boss in this game outside of Dr. Wily and the other Robot Masters. Or... never mind, we can go straight to Mega Man 3 levels. I guess that's how it works. As you can see, it's been a while since I last played this game. And we just died. That was beautiful. Pretty sure I can get through these pits without Rush Coil. Yeah. Totally doable. It's kind of funny they put a platform there, but it's not really needed. You can just jump up here just fine. Maybe it's just to show the player that there are disappearing platforms, because I'm sure they're going to give me a disappearing platform section, just like they always do in these Mega Man games. Mega Man 1 on Game Boy especially loved its disappearing platforms. There's quite a few sections in that game that had them. And we got the little magnet-sucking things, just like in Mega Man 3 for NES. Alright, it's a little tricky. Let's go ahead and do some Metalman. Yep, you can do diagonally just like you can in the other ones. So yeah, basically I think the reason they put that disappearing platform is to basically tell the player, hey, this is a thing. So, realistically what I could do here is use Rush Jet, but I chose not to. But I will right here. I don't trust myself. I like how that level design is actually fairly faithful to the NES one. It's quite similar, actually. Even down to this part right here, which is pretty cool. Switch back to Metalman. Now the question is, what's going to work on these Robot Masters? I honestly don't know. We're basically starting fresh. Guess I'll try Metalman first. Let's experiment, guys. Well, seems like Metalman does the trick. Okay. Well, that works. Alright, one boss down. Alright, Needleman. I do find it interesting that in this version of Mega Man 2 that they changed a lot of the music. There's still some music from Mega Man 3, but a lot of the tunes have been changed. Whereas a lot of the music in the first Mega Man was the original Mega Man music. You know, all the music on, you know, your basic Robot Masters consisted of music from the original Mega Man. You know, so the Elect Man stage in NES Mega Man was Elect Man's music in the the Game Boy Mega Man and so forth. But this, they changed most of the soundtrack, which is kind of interesting. I do like the music in this game. It's got this like sort of like sad kind of tone to it. I've always enjoyed it. There's no denying that it's probably nowhere near as good as the original Mega Man 2 soundtrack. I mean, that's absolutely one of the best 8-bit soundtracks ever made, pretty much. Good old Mega Man 2 on the NES. Man, they're really tossing energy tanks at me like it's, you know, nothing. But I'll take that. Pretty much guarantees a victory towards the end of the game. Let's see if we can rush coil our way up here. Well, that's Rush Jet. Oh well, that works too. Oh, these guys are back. They were in Mega Man 3 for Game Boy. Alright, so Needle Man. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna see what we can do without taking damage. For some odd reason, I'm gonna try Woodman. Maybe I'll try Magnet Man. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. And it's not a winner. But we'll try Woodman. And that's definitely not a winner. Let's go ahead and use our E-Tank. Clashman, are you winner? You are not. You are a loser. How about Airman? Airman. Airman's a win. Definitely a win. Alright, good stuff. So 6 bosses down, 2 more to go. And then, I know there is a final stage for Wily. And then we have to fight Quint as well. And I think you get like this like jackhammer style pogo stick when you defeat Quint. I think it's Quint. I think that's his name. I never remembered the boss's name in the first Mega Man on Game Boy, but I always remembered Quint from Mega Man 2. Mainly because one of my best friends growing up knew the name, and he would always say it. It's like, oh, you got to Quint! And that's how I remembered it, basically. I was never one to really care about, like, robot names and stuff like that, unless it was, like, the core 8 Robot Masters. Okay, so we're gonna do Rush. Ooh, okay, so we can't do that. Oh, that sucks. Oh, Rush Marine, okay. Definitely makes life a lot easier. Oh, all these items are shared too, from level to level. Okay, good to know. I need to pick up those weapon refills then. Cat of Death. Alright, let's refill Metalman. I keep saying Megaman for some damn reason, but it's Metalman. I am a little dyslexic today. Don't mind me, guys. A little out of it. Don't mind me at all. Don't mind me and my shenanigans. Alright, let's use some Rush Coil. I think part of it is I'm getting really hungry. It's been a few hours since I last ate. My body's like, feed me! Don't play Mega Man! Feed me! Another E-Tank, right out in the open. Look at that. It's like Mega Man 3, where they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna give you lots of energy tanks. Have fun. Go to town. Be sloppy when you play. Oh, See, that was unintentional slop. I thought it was going to destroy that top, but it didn't work out. Okay, it looks like a really tight jump. Let's go for it. We got it. Look at that. Alright, so top man. Alright, so what works on top man? Let's try, I'm gonna go ahead and try Needleman. Needleman works great, look at that. Look at that slop too, I'm not even avoiding his projectiles. Switch back to my main shot. So we're about 25 minutes in. From what I can tell, it seems like decent progress. I mean, I haven't really died many times, and you know, we're just kind of going right through the game. We are taking a lot of damage, to be fair. You know, it's not like I'm playing very well, but you know, it is what it is. Is this hard man? I think it's hard man. Yeah, it's hard man. Look, another E-tank. Look at that. I will take it. How many do we have? We have... Since we have 4. I wonder if 4 is actually the max you can have. So yeah, as you guys can see, this is a pretty easy Mega Man game compared to the other ones. It's not that challenging. From like the amount of power-ups they give you to the enemy patterns and how you can deal with them. It's not too bad. Which is why I probably recommend playing this first if you're going to tackle the Game Boy Mega Man games, because it's the easiest. But some of the other Mega Man games on Game Boy are really, really tough. Really tough. It's interesting that this level design is pretty faithful, though. Like, these sections are the same as they are in the NES ones, just with different backgrounds, basically, and a different tile set. The big difference is that there's no Proto Man. Alright, so what works on Hard Man? I'm gonna try Top Man. Yeah, it doesn't work. It'd be funny if Woodman worked on him. No. Ugh. Magnet makes sense because it worked in the NES one, but since Magnet Man already worked on another boss, I didn't think it was gonna work. Wait, no. Did Magnet... No, I think I used... I used Metal Man on Magnet Man. See, now I'm just getting confused. This whole time I thought I already tried Magnet Man on another boss, but... Or maybe I did and I already forgot, which is entirely possible. My memory sucks lately. Terrible memory. Alright, so we defeated all 4 of those Robot Masters. Now we go, and I believe we fight Quince. Yeah. So, not terribly difficult. You just shoot him a bunch of times in the head. And it seems like that's pretty much it. And then that's it. So this weapon is basically, like I said, it's kind of like a jackhammer that seems to look like a pogo stick. I mean, kind of like you saw that guy doing in the boss fight. Alright, so this is the final level in the game. Alright, so let's do this. And, oh, we still have our, limited abilities, unfortunately. Alright, so what do we want to refill? Let's do Metalman. Metalman's always of good use. Alright, we gotta use Rush Coil. Or not. God, those platforms come in so slow, man. I was like, okay, no platforms, I guess I have to use Rush Coil. And then they're like, nope, we're coming in now. Okay, so I can't actually fit up there like I could with Rush Jet. We can't, yeah, I can't skip that guy. I gotta say, these guys are easier to avoid now, that's nice. Mega Man 3, they were a pain in the ass. And by Mega Man 3, I mean Mega Man 3 on the NES, not the Game Boy. So Mega Man 3 on the Game Boy actually has Spark Man, Snake Man, Shadow Man, and Gemini Man. Oops. Alright, you know what? I should be able to make that. Yeah, we just got it. Bit of a tight jump there if you want to do it normally. Alright, boss time. So it looks like for Wily here, you've got to hit him in the head. And use your energy tanks. And I'm not sure if any of these Robot Master weapons actually work on him. Don't really feel the need to try them out. Looks like his bombs you want to walk under, which I wasn't doing at first. Ooh, that sucks. That was bad. Oh, so they explode now. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I am out of practice on this game, whereas with Mega Man 1 for Game Boy, I had practiced it a few times on stream before doing the Let's Play, which is why I was a little more familiar with the final boss in that game, which I felt like I was going to have to be in the first Mega Man. There was no way I was going to be able to get through that in a blind Let's Play like I am right now. Another refill. So you got 3 forms. Okay. And you just gotta hit the skull, apparently. Hit detection seems a little weird on it. Come on. It's like sometimes it wants to hit, sometimes it doesn't. It's a little weird. Oh, no, I think what's happening is it's still Wily's... You still have to hit Wily's head. But the skull is what blinks, not Wily's head. Which is kind of weird. And Wily's, like, still inside the ship. Nope, no he's not. So that's pretty much Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy, guys. We just ran through the whole game. In a relatively blind Let's Play. Not the most phenomenal Let's Play I've done in a while, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes, not all of them can be winners. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy. Of course, they use the same sprite from Mega Man 1, from Mega Man 1's ending screen. But I still like this game. I don't think it's you know, phenomenal by any means, but it is a pretty relaxing experience. I do think the first 4 Robot Masters are laid out pretty well on their level designs and whatnot. I do think it becomes a little easy from the halfway point and on. Easier, I should say. But it's still a fun game. I do recommend playing it. And if you're having problems with the other Mega Man games on Game Boy, try this one. You should be able to beat it without any problems. I mean, I beat this game in like 2nd grade when I was a kid or something like that. So, if I was able to beat it back then, you guys can beat it now. All of you. Every single one of you watching should be able to beat this game. But alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video here. I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. I don't know how many more Game Boy LPs I have on the way, but I guess I'm going to go through my list and see if there's anything else I can practice, and maybe I can surprise you guys with some more Game Boy goodness. But yeah, for those of you guys new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I've got a lot of Let's Plays on this channel, and a ton of other ones coming along the way. On the way. To everybody else already subbed, thanks as usual. I hope you guys keep enjoying these Let's Plays, and I'll see you guys soon. So until then, take it easy.